Up until January 2020, I had been mildly addicted to porn since middle school. Porn. Sex for money, online, close-up, and graphic, to fire off my pleasure centers through my visual cortex to make a link with images on a screen which depict sexual acts which are nowhere close to the truth of any love and romance which I have come here to experience, but get me to tie the moment of orgasm and ejaculation to those graphic and deep, psychologically disturbing images. That which imprints itself on the psyche so strongly that so often you can't even help but think of it. And I was shooting that shit up my veins constantly, multiple times a week. I was depleting my sacred sexual energy so often, and I wondered why I was so tired. I thought it made me better at sex. I thought bringing misaligned aggression and kink into the bedroom was a way to spice up sex for women so I would be the best they ever had. What I was really doing to my mind was desensitizing myself to the real pleasure of a woman and a woman's body in different proportions other than the ones that you see glorified in porn, and appreciate the miracle of beauty that every woman brings no matter her appearance. I got to college and faced erectile dysfunction. Quite the wake-up call. And it was then the first time that I started practicing not watching porn, but I would always go back. I loved it. I loved the misalignment, but more importantly, I loved that it meant I did not have to become a better version of myself as a man to bring more women into my life and enjoy real experiences with women instead of misaligned experiences with women. Whenever I was not with a partner, it was okay because I had porn. And that is one hell of a way to stay comfortable in a deficit of actualized potential as a man. In addition to looking for the wrong things in women, I was so thirsty and lustful, and it was ruining my life. When the truth is, I love women. I'm not here to have sex with all of them, or see a giant pair of tits and a nice ass as a reason to let my mind be automatically captivated and captured in a prison of lust. I have never known something which is so detrimental to the mind of humanity. Every time that we watch porn, we are connecting with an underworld of energy because everything underlying everything is energy. An energy that is so fucking dark and putrid and heinous in its manifestation that we think is oh so harmless in its effects, has an inseparable link to some of the darkest behaviors of the world. There is so much fucking child porn on the internet, it would make your eyes bleed. My mind explodes with the amount of child porn that exists. Over 35 million reported pieces of content in 2021 alone. And if you think that watching porn on some website is not inseparably linked to the same world which is disseminating porn of children, you are sadly mistaken. The same energy which is behind the porn you see is also behind the distortions in that same world. It is not that separate. I refuse, oh my God, I fucking refuse to ever connect my sacred sexual energy, which we are all quantumly linked to in the greater scheme of things, both to images which I am now projecting into the world out of a misalignment and feeding into a world that is behind child rape, that is behind sexual slavery of women and children and men. Could I ever stand for that in a right mind? No, but people think that their behavior is harmless. You don't see an abused child. You don't see an abused woman. You might actually. But you don't necessarily see that which is so evident. It's like generally almost like eating animals, because you don't see the way that they've been treated in a gestation crate or in a slaughterhouse of a factory farm that does not give a fuck about the welfare of animals. Just like there is an industry that does not give a fuck about the welfare of humans. And you're okay with that, because for many people, ignorance is bliss. But ignorance is the mother of all misalignments, including the misalignments which you are at the hand of, and you feel its pernicious effects of. Recognize that you are dumping your sacred seed into some bullshit which is coming back through that open channel into you and infecting you with thoughts which are not your own, with ideas which come from an endless stream of darkness. The reality of porn is that it is some really toxic shit, and you do not want it in your subconscious. I can happily say it's been over 3 years since I've watched any porn ever in my life. I can share that since knowing myself without porn, I am so much better and different. I have a much more calm mind. Today, I love women more than ever because I see them differently and I see much more of them. These last 3 years of my growth, as I have been recalibrating my mind and my body to view, understand, and receive women differently, I have learned what it's like to be a man, to know how to uphold my integrity, my honor, and my word, and step into my role as someone so fucking solid, unwavering in the face of truth, and confident in the truth of my greatness. And here to recognize you, and respect you, and enable you, and cherish you, and help you reach greater heights in your life.